Hi guys, welcome back to another e-learning video. This video will be over transformations. We'll be talking about how to take a quadratic and a linear equation and transform them with the transformation f of x and then plus k plus a constant, and that adding a constant is going to be done outside of the parentheses. It's going to be f of x and then plus k. And that k value could be anywhere from negative numbers to positive numbers, could be 0, and we'll look at all those cases. So let's start off with a basic case. In black, you can look and see the graph of f of x equals x, and don't get thrown off by that. Remember that f of x is the same thing as y. It replaces y, so this is essentially the graph of y equals x. The only thing that you can know that about this is that they've written f of x because this is a function. Y equals x is a function. If you do the vertical line test, it only hits 1 point. I'll go ahead and take off the blue graph just so we can simplify things here. This is f of x equals x in black. Okay, and this is a function, so they've decided instead of saying y equals x, they're going to say f of x equals x. So don't get thrown off by that. But now let's take a look at the transformation that we're going to try to do. So let's say that your transformation is f of x and then plus k, and k is 4. So let's say that it's f of x plus 4. What happens with that? Well, your black graph is your black line is the original graph of y equals x, f of x equals x, and then it looks like it's moved up 4. So that's the thing you need to take away from this, is that when you have k equals 4, in other words, if it's f of x plus 4, it moves the graph up 4 units. So wherever your graph was originally, everything is moved up 4 units. And the more cases we see of this, the more it's going to make sense. So let's try this out as, say, 7. You're going to notice that the graph moved up 7 units. So far, what we're seeing is that if it's f of x plus a positive number, it's moving it up. Okay, that's pretty consistent. But what happens if it happens to be a negative number? Aha, so it's moving it down. So your black line is, of course, the original line of the original equation of y equals x, f of x equals x, and it's shifted it down 2. So when you have f of x and then plus -2, or f of x minus 2, however you want to look at it, it's going to shift it down 2 units. So when you have a positive number, it shifts it up by that many units, and when you have a negative number, it shifts it down by that many units. So let's look at another example. It's negative like 3. So black is the original line, blue is the new line. You'll see that it's shifted down 3 units. So this is just the visual for you guys to see that. And of course, if you try this out with 0, it's not moving the graph at all. They're the same line because you're not shifting it at all. You're not moving it up or down. So that's the summary from this, that if you want to add a positive number, it's going to shift the graph up for f of x and then plus k. And then if it's a negative number, it's going to shift it down. So that's the visual I wanted to go through you to help you guys learn that lesson today. So and this is solely focused on f of x and then plus k outside the parentheses. So make sure you take that down in your notes. F of x plus k, positive numbers, shift the graph up. Negative numbers, shift the graph down. And I'm talking about the values of k when I say numbers. So positive values of k shift the graph up, and negative values of k shift the graph down. So those would be the notes I would take for today. I would write down f of x plus k, and I would say positive values of k shift the graph up, negative values of k shift the graph down. And you're going to want to keep track of all of these because there's going to be lots of different transformations we're going to look at this week, and you kind of have to keep track of them very well. So make sure you take good notes. If you have any further questions, please email me or ask me during live time.